you'd like to hear that would be beneficial as a takeaway? So both Tracy's.
From everyone? No, just the two Tracy's.
Okay. I would want to know from Kim specifically. I would want her to talk about branding yourself, staying relevant, constantly morphing and changing an environment of media that you constantly have to be on top of your game. How have you had such a long career? Some of the things that you've gone through, I want to know. I'm very curious. You know, I know that I'm very curious. I would say me too.
It's one of the inspiring minds.
Faith, in all honesty, recognizing that everything is a part of the journey. Not one place is your destination. No matter how many times people try to put you there, put you in that box. Facts of Life was an amazing experience. It certainly changed my life. Not my destination. So when people act like, oh, she doesn't like to be called Tootie. Well, one, I'm almost 42 years old. I mean, really? But aside from that, wasn't my destination. Don't act like that's the only thing I've ever done.
Right.
Living single, tremendous opportunity, tremendous blessing. But again, for as fantastic and phenomenal as that opportunity was and continues to be, not the destination. So I have a tremendous sense of forward motion, almost to a fault in terms of going back to a weakness. I'm constantly in forward motion. And my husband has oftentimes said to me, you really need to just take a minute and look at what God has done. And look at where you've come from. Look at what's happened for you. Because I'm so programmed, and part of it was growing up in an industry where it's all about what you're doing now. What's your next project? You could be on a series, promoting the very thing you own, and somebody wants to know what's the next thing. Well, let me do this first. So I was kind of programmed and conditioned to always be in forward motion. And there was a part of me that always felt like, I don't want to be a has-been at 18. I don't want to be a has-been at 18. I don't want to be a casualty of this war like so many other quote-unquote child stars. And so that meant I went and got my education. I kept people around me that were positive, that were prayer warriors, that were family and friends that always had me and loved me no matter what. No matter if I was on a show or not. So I think all of those things contribute to how I got over, so to speak, like old folks used to say, how I got over. Yeah, no, come on back. But aside from that, branding, reinventing yourself. I have a tremendous, almost an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. And not just for things that I'm interested in, but things that I just don't really know too much about, so that I can stay ahead of the game, so to speak, so that I can have something else to talk about other than acting. I was in the airport this morning getting here, and Larry King was on, and he had the cast of Modern Family on. And the people got on my nerves trying to make acting sound so deep. You know, talk about something else. Have something else as a part of your conversation repertoire. And so for me, it was about making sure I had a knowledge about other things, an interest in other things. That's how I got interested in directing. My mother taught me how to a backup plan, so that when, ain't nobody calling you to act, you better find something else to do. So it was, again, all of these different things that said, okay, branding, reinventing yourself. Sometimes it means, well, what is everybody else doing? Let me do something different. I don't want to always be part of the trend or part of the crowd. You go on an audition in my world, and it's almost like Black Family Reunion. I'm going to see Tisha, Tashina, Jada, Pre-Hawthorne. I mean, you can see the usual suspects because we're all there trying to get the one part that came out for that decade. And so you got to learn how to do something else, be about something else. So for me, it became directing. It was about giving back because that's what my mother instilled in me as a child. So those are the things that helped me to stay ahead of the game, to constantly try to figure out what's not there. Sometimes your reinvention honestly comes from the void. What's not out there. then I can do that. What am I not being fed as a woman of faith, or a woman of style, a woman of substance, a woman of integrity? Oh, nobody's feeding us that? Okay, God, I'll go and feed that. And then that's where you find the realization.
So it's the same question for me.
Same question and then
Well, I guess for me, I think that would be better asked of you all. Like, I have questions I want to know from you all. Where are you from? Where did every